Today we'll take a look at the remake of the Adidas Predator Accelerator that has just dropped in the electricity colorway to see what a 20-year-old boot feels like on the pitch in these modern times when I take him for a spin. But if you're one of those guys who's been having wet dreams about the return of the Accelerator, well, this might be something for you, because Outsole apart, it's more or less a one-to-one remake. So let's go retro and have some fun. The entire upper is virtually the same. It's the same kangaroo leather, the same stitching pattern, the same Predator rubber elements, the same lace loops even, and of course, the same leather tongue that naturally doesn't feature anything to hold it down still. I mean, it has to be authentic, so it's kind of just flapping around like it did in the old days. And the biggest thing Adidas did to change the new remake was to equip it with the control frame outsole from the Predator 18 Plus, meaning that it features an external heel counter that wasn't anywhere to be seen on the OG models, and of course there's also boost on the outsole itself and also under the insole. And with the lighter plate, it means that the remake weighs 241 grams compared to the 281 grams on the OG Predator Accelerator from 1999. Of course, there's also a bit of writing on the tongue, but that's how it goes. And the only other thing I saw was that the suede heel liner has replaced the leather one from back in the days for a little bit better comfort. But apart from that, it's a really proper try. And for me, this is how you make a remake, guys. Ow! It's electric even! On foot, they feel like you would expect them to. There's punch, there's grip, and you get a really solid strike on the ball when you put your foot through. Of course, it also goes to show just how far football boots have come since 1998. But if you're a Predator nostalgic, these basically feel like wearing those lovely OG models all over again. Apart from them being a little bit lighter, of course. And they feel like the OG accelerators because the Predator rubber elements here give you that really punchy sensation with a ton of grip when you shoot. The tongue, well, it still doesn't stay down ever at any point, and the boot really feels like a proper tank, but it is also on the chunky side. But thankfully, it's also very comfortable once you break it in. What I like a lot though is the outsole of the Accelerator remake, because not only is it, as I mentioned, a lot lighter, it also feels less stiff and chunky than it did on the old school model, making it feel like the outsole simply moves better and more naturally with your foot, making everything more comfortable when you're running around. And also there's of course the new stud shape of the FG studs, putting you in less of a risk of actually killing someone when you go into a tackle. So while the remake here is definitely more modern, you also still get that chunky solid sensation that you might have to get used to if you're born in, say, the 2000s and have never tried an old school real Predator like this. But for me, who grew up with it, it's flipping awesome. Now, saying that this is a full one-to-one remake might be a little bit of a stretch because, as I've mentioned a few times before, it's only really the upper that's looked back in time. But with that said, this is by far and easily the best remake of the Predator Accelerator that I've ever seen. The Beckham one was pretty nice, where Adidas basically went in and took the entire outer leather shell, which is all the electricity yellow stuff that you can see right here, and then they slapped it on top of an inner prime knit sock construction. Then there was the Predator Accelerator from the Revenge Pack in 2014, which was made with a full hybrid touch upper, and despite having, decent intentions behind it, it really didn't have much to do with the OG Accelerator. Now, none of the old remakes even comes close to the OG Predator Accelerator from 1998. Well, technically, this is actually from 1999. You might be wondering about the red patches. Why does this have the red patches and this doesn't? Well, this is modeled on the 1998 Predator Accelerator, whereas this is the one from 1999. So that explains the little difference on the heel. With that said though, the OG Accelerator is still one of the most beautiful boots I've ever seen in my life. But with that said, this comes really, really close to replicating that beauty. So there you go, my friends. What is, in my opinion, the best remake of the Predator Accelerator ever made? Or what is your guys' take on these electricity bad boys? Well, you should let me know in the comment section right down below. And then, of course, if you want to go copper pair, you really like them and want to feel that retro vibe on your feet, well, you can go and buy them at unisportstore.com by following the link right over there. Now, of course, also don't forget to go subscribe to our channel with the notifications on, of course, to see all our epic videos the moment they drop. And finally, go check out some more playtests where we test all the latest boots by clicking the playlist right down there. With that said, guys, I'm signing off 1998 style. Do you think they make remakes of me one day?